Hello and welcome to another video on Primal Conquest Dino Era. In this video I'm going to be talking about the world map. So in my previous videos we've discussed your territory, we have discussed all the different buildings and what you can do with them, such as upgrading and demolishing them. We've discussed the different unit types and training your troops, as well as the numerical data such as your CP, stamina and AP. Now I think it's about time that you start performing your activities on the world map. So if we tap the map icon in the bottom left, it will take us to this screen. So this is the world map or the server kingdom map. And all these buildings around me are other players. You can see that they all have a name tag, and the number next to it is indicative of the current Chiefer level of that player. You'll also notice these moving arrows going across the screen. So the direction of the arrows is indicative of the direction the march is going to. So these troops are heading back to base, and if they were going in the opposite direction, then we would be able to see the target location as well. The blue arrows are indicative of an ally. Yellow arrows are indicative of a native member of the server, but somebody outside of your alliance. So not necessarily an enemy, but not exactly an ally. Red arrows, if you ever see those mean it's player activity from a player who is not native to your server, so they are an enemy, so watch out for those. The world map is a great place to get rewards, and we can do so by defeating barbarian camps, hunting dinosaurs, and collecting resource tiles. If we tap the magnifying glass icon here, we'll see we have a search filter system which we can use to do so. So for those of you who may not be in an alliance yet, you'll probably be most familiar with hunting dinosaurs. So to do this, we just hit the magnifying glass, tap the dino icon here, and then we can edit the level of search. So at the moment I know I can defeat level 28 maximum. So you'll see we have two attack options here. And the only difference really is this is a single attack and this is a triple attack. So the triple attack is there simply for the convenience. There is also a little bit more advantage which I'll get into now. So a single attack will result in some wounded troops, which you will then have to heal back in your territory. This will require some resources as well as time, or even healing speed items if you were in a rush. But doing a triple attack for some reason results in no wounded units, as you can see here. So this is the attack that I just launched, and we have 0 wounded. But then, just to prove this, I'll launch a single attack with the same army. So here we are back after the single attack, and as you can see, we have 420 wounded units. So it's recommended to always save your AP to only use it for triple attacks. And that is simply to save you on spending resources and time healing troops. Barbarian camps are slightly different in the fact that they require a minimum of 2 players in order for them to be launched against. So as you can see here, you need to rally at least 2 players. So this means that you will need to be in an alliance in order to even launch an attack against a barbarian camp. Other than this, the only other requirement is the stamina cost, which you can see underneath the rally attack button. In the beginning, you will need to do some trial and error, probably starting at a very low level to find out your current maximum level you can defeat. At the moment I am fairly sure my maximum is a level 21 camp. To launch an attack, you would simply tap this button and then you can select the timer. If you are in an active alliance, it's recommended to keep it on 5 minutes, because that way, you know, you're not sat around waiting for too long. After this, you then are at the army loadout menu. At this point, you would select your troops. You can just hit this quick select button and then it will automatically choose your top 5 sword pets and a recommended troop loadout. Here you would simply hit the dispatch button and then a icon will appear here. And then as you can see, it says I'm already joined, as this is a rally which I'm hosting. But if it was a rally someone else was hosting, this dismiss rally button would in fact say join, and then it would be the same process. It would take you to the army loadout menu. You could select a troop and then they would go and join the rally over at the host's territory. So when an ally joins your rally, you'll see the screen will flash blue and a pop-up will say that somebody is coming to join you. A top tip for doing these rallies is, so when you are joining a rally, if the player is confident that they can essentially solo the Barbarian camp, then fellow allies can just send one single troop, and this way they will all get the same rewards, but the amount of healing required is obviously completely minimal. So this is just a good way to efficiently complete these barbarian camps without having to spend a lot on recovery. The rewards that you get from a barbarian camp scale with the difficulty of the challenge, of course. So this is a level 36 supply chest, which is fairly high. I believe the current maximum is a level 40 camp. So just to open this to show you an example, so you're guaranteed to get some Chief XP, some Sauroi Dragon XP, some skill points for the dragon as well. I've got lucky here and got a mythic sword pet choice. You can either get this or a epic one, yeah, and I think the chances is random. And then you'll also get some speed ups and some resources. So yeah, you get a lot of items from the supply chest, as well as some items for defeating the camp. For level 21, so we'll get some soul beads, some resources, an equipment advancer, a ally spoil chest, which will go to all the alliance members, as well as the supply chest, which I just opened. So lastly, we have resource tiles. Now, as this is a live action map, there is a lot of competition for these, as you can imagine. The amount of resources in the tile scales with the level of the tile. So a level 1 wood tile only has 20,000 wood, whereas say a level 7 has 400,000. So yeah, there is a lot of competition to get the higher level tiles. Most servers respect a first come first serve basis, and we don't tolerate tile hits. So if you see a tile that has, like this one, a little red flag, then that means it's occupied and you should not send troops to collect from it. Collecting resources does not require any stamina or AP like hunting dinosaurs or the camps, but it does take up a march slot, so that's essentially all you need to be aware of. So if you're in a predicament where you may need march slots available, say you have an event beginning soon, or perhaps, I don't know, you're under attack, then that wouldn't be the best time to go off and send troops collecting. There are also events that have entities on the map, such as this Master Sifu Visits event. I'll just quickly pull up the page to show you. So these events rotate, I think, every fortnight or so. So at the moment we have the Sefu. So essentially it means this guy is going to turn up on the map, and instead of hunting dinosaurs with your AP, you can spend your AP to visit him. You will obtain some rewards as well as these free items. So these parchments are a currency that can be used in the exchange, which is found here. So you can get some pretty exclusive items using these. As you can see here, we've got ferocious beasts and mammoths. So these are two other events. They're not active at the moment. It will only be one of these three at a time. So probably next week or so we'll have the ferocious beasts or the mammoth hunt event. More on events, there are event maps. So this is where I am going to discuss essentially the different planes in the game. So all players start off in their territory, and then by going to the world map you essentially zoom out one, and then we can see all the other players' territories. And then in specific events, particularly Barren Volcano and Dino Scale, these events have their own map. You can only access these maps during the event. So yeah, these are completely just external outside maps they're completely limited to the events, and they don't really play too much of a part in the main game. But it's good to know that they are completely external in a way, because in the beginning I was very confused as to how to get to these maps and if I could get back and things like that. So yeah, they are completely external, and you don't really have to worry about them unless you are going to be taking part in the event. And finally we have the exploration quests. So you can find these on the world map. You'll notice they look just like the regular dinosaurs, but they'll have this red font and a sort of like a teardrop icon above them. So these are the individual quests, and if you tap them, they'll have a little bit more information about what is required. But essentially you can just tap through these, and then my troops are going to go off and complete these tasks. Once they've done them, you'll have a success or a victory sort of text box pop up. And then if we go down to this sort of crosshair down here next to the magnifying icon, and from here, this is where we can actually claim the rewards for the tasks that we've just completed. These tasks will refresh, I think, every 5 or 6 hours, but when this timer hits 0, so more of these quests will spawn. They will stack. There is a cap. So it's a good idea to always be completing these in a timely manner, as you'll also get some pretty good rewards from doing so, which will help you with completing your further tasks like your daily quests and things like that. By completing one of these, you'll see that this counter here will go up, and then when you have met the requirement, this button will light up here, and then you can upgrade your exploration level. And doing so will improve the rewards that you get from completing these tasks. Completing exploration tasks as well as spending AP and defeating at least one barbarian camp are all daily quests as well. So by doing these you'll be able to boost your progress in your daily quests. There is also one thing that I did forget to mention with the exploration quests, and that is, although they show the icon for a march slot, they don't actually use one. So they are an activity that you can do even when you are stretched. So say if you've sent all of your troops out to go collecting, that is one activity you can still do. And with all of that said, I think that's about it for this video. There's definitely a lot more to talk about, but those are the basics, I would say. So I hope you've enjoyed, or at least learnt something new. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop a comment down below and I will try my best to get to you in a timely manner. But yeah, I will see you in the next video, and hopefully we can move on from this getting started series and move on to some more advanced topics. But for now, thank you so much and have a great day.